Hello, everybody. Welcome to QualQuant Signals webinar series. Today, we'll be covering hybrid QualQuant survey versus traditional survey to make you aware of, like our clients, Fortune 100 brands like Samsung, Pepsi, P&G, Best Buy, etc., are using the hybrid QualQuant survey in place of traditional survey. So we would like to definitely illustrate and make you aware to help you learn why there is more research to conducting surveys using hybrid QualQuant methodology. So before you launch your next quantitative research, today's webinar definitely would like to make you learn why which survey methodology has higher research rigor. So moving forward, hopefully now you consider two options instead of one, the traditional survey, which we've been using for years and not aware of various different options of collecting insights using surveys. And hopefully we can prove to you the research rigor power of hybrid QualQuant survey over traditional survey. So the future is hybrid QualQuant survey. Our clients have been using it since 2005. It has a patented algorithm that helps quantify qual insights within one survey. And I'll highlight that how it's done all within one survey. But compared to traditional survey, hybrid QualQuant survey offers better actionable insights. It has more research rigor, best of qual and quant within one survey, and has a high research rigor score. Compared to traditional survey, as I had mentioned, we use it pretty often, have used it in the past, but can we do better? Yes, and we hope to definitely illustrate that we can do better by conducting our future quantitative research with hybrid QualQuant survey. Because the traditional survey needs enhancement, very soon it's going to be is the past, is not the better option, and has a low research rigor score. Now, we as all market researchers definitely are to implement any type of market research project with research rigor. So the most important thing is we've all had this sort of challenge. The value is not in numbers and KPIs only, but in the statistically reliable qualitative insights. Uh, we want to understand why it's not appealing or why you will not purchase, why dissatisfied, why not satisfied, any ideas to improve concept test or messaging within this creative, etc. So that really gives us, the action that needs to be taken behind the quantitative numbers and insights that we collect during, quantitative research survey. So it's very important to really understand because this has been a challenge for all of us that how can we really act with statistical confidence of any diagnostic type of verbatim question or exploratory or an ideation type of verbatim question. Okay. Now, the problem with traditional surveys today, and hopefully you agree with all the rest of us here, that the verbatims are not statistically reliable based on how they're processed and analyzed. The confidence level to act is very low. The final verbatim analysis, and we'll prove this to you with real survey data, is prone to intuitive decision making, gut feelings, uh, which results in high probability to generate false positives. And so the above factors definitely give a research rigor score, give a low research rigor score to traditional surveys. Whereas the opportunity, the future, which is available, and not a lot of you are aware of since 2005 and 2006, is the hybrid QualQuant survey. So the method, the open-ended box used to collect qualitative insights, how they are processed. This is the most important part of how the research rigor score is high. It's peer-to-peer quantified, customer-driven consensus for every verbatim. So your customers are really amplifying the verbatims, these signals. and they agree and disagree on each other's verbatims, the prioritizing in a statistically way which one you should act on. And I'll go through this all really in detail. Uh, because of the peer-to-peer quantifying methodology, the verbatims are statistically reliable. They generate prioritized quantified action points, so you know exactly where you need to act. If it's diagnostic, you know why dissatisfied, then how can you overcome the dissatisfaction by acting on really quantified action points. Low probability to generate the false positive. It is designed to reduce type 1 and type 2 errors. And so all these above factors definitely give a hybrid QualQuant survey a higher market research score. So what is the difference that defines the low and high research scores within a survey? You can see in a traditional survey, for an example, a follow-up diagnostic question could be, why are you dissatisfied? Well, in a traditional survey, you have an open-ended verbatim box. The participant enters a verbatim and then move on to the next question. So it does not really quantify, the participants are not really involved in quantifying the verbatim in any manner, nor helping to amplify signals submitted by other participants. The report generated is usually summaries across themes and sentiments. So it's part of this verbatim that gets quantified in terms of sentiment and themes, not the whole verbatim, which has a lot of actionability. When you ask what can we do to improve satisfaction, the whole expression definitely has value if it is quantified and statistically reliable. And again, high probability to act on wrong assumptions. Again, mentioning this because been there, done that. Now, in a hybrid QualQuant survey, the verbatim box has two steps. So, in the first step, as you can see, they enter their insight. Then, in the next step, they are exposed to 8 randomly selected insights submitted by participants who completed the survey before them. So this is where the peer-to-peer consensus building, the quantification of the qualitative verbatims happen. So now your customers are voting and rating each other's ideas, right? They're involved in the brand. They know the problem better than people who don't use the product, or text analytic people. So this selection and rating helps quantify in terms of market reach. Market reach is the volume of customers that have voted for a particular insight, and rate how they rate those particular insight. So this then places it on a priority map where y-axis is market strength, how they are rated, and x-axis market reach, how many people rate those. So definitely, see you immediately after the survey. Now you're given a verbatim matrix box where market potential matrix, where the act on quadrant, the top right, or the verbatims that fall into where they have been voted by a large participant and rated highly. So now you can act with the whole expression of what can we do to help uh, to help satisfy you better, versus you getting themes and then figuring out which verbatim to use, etc. And I'll show you that illustration. So this is just to put it in context exactly how it, the significance of a hybrid qualcomm question, like what are the deal breakers that will make you churn, loyalty drivers in a hybrid qualcomm question. Each participant go through submitting their insight and then voting and rating for each other's insights. So you get that peer-to-peer consensus building, quantified by participants voting and rating each other's insights. And you can see here from a diagnostic point of view, why are you satisfied, why are you dissatisfied. So you can already see the research rigor power within an example survey of satisfaction tracking that I'm giving you. So now let's go really quickly to an employee engagement survey, a real world example. The data we took is so this is the raw data, why satisfied. Each one is not statistically reliable. Unreliable text analytics to prioritize each statement. And next slide, we did an NLP, natural language processing, text analytics, and let's see what the results were. So you can see here the sentiment positive, uh, word frequency company good, work. These are the word frequencies that occurred most. And you can see the keyword cloud definitely aligning to the word frequencies. So the top three priorities for us based on basic advanced text analytics is company, good, and work. Well, this does not provide complete high value statement to act on, like what can we do with the company with regards to this, with good and work. Next slide, then what we did is, okay, let's look at this verbatim submitted in a traditional survey with the word company in it. Now, here's a list of all the verbatim submitted with the words company of it. We know the sentiment. We know this is high frequency within all, but which one, how to prioritize these? How can we rank each in order to determine the strength of the idea? Like we can prioritize like the reach, but how about the strength? Which one is rated highly or not highly? How to identify the top five? These are all questions, challenges we've been having since we've been using traditional survey. And therefore, it's prone to false positives. We make intuitive decision guesses, which one to act on based on, the text analytics company being the highest frequency occurred word, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why traditional surveys have low research score compared to a hybrid QualQuant survey, which is the only alternative to do surveys in any type of quantitative research project. So now let's review the same data that was collected, but also went through peer-to-peer consensus building, quantified where they submitted an idea, rated each other, rated and selected, and then put on a map. So this is the final product of that particular question, for instance, and you can see uh, the Acton quadrant quantified with a QualQuant signal score. There's a market potential score. So nice boss. They compensated what? So these are the reasons of satisfaction. Why satisfied? Good manager, very good work. Now you can see company was mentioned high, but they're not even within the top five. Yes, six, seven, they arrive. The company provide optimal service to our teaming, etc., etc. So here's how the matrix works. The priority quadrant are where the insights are selected by a large volume and rated very highly. So this is really amplifying the signals. Majority of your participants, customers really agree on these, all this satisfaction reasons. Tier two is what we call the niche quadrant, where it's voted by a small population but rated very highly. So it really resonates to a smaller group of people in a very high way because it's rated highly. So these help us definitely understand, which are unique across different segments like male, female, or across age groups. The tier three is voted very highly, however, not rated very highly. So these are question marks that a lot of people relate to it, but not very strongly. And here on the bottom left are the ones you avoid. The verbatims, they're not voted highly nor rated highly. So you exactly know how now you have priorities. Which one your priority quadrant is the ones you need to act on, and the static quadrant is the one you need to avoid at all costs. Not important. No waste your time and money on these acting on these insights. So laying it out linearly now across all the quadrants, as I had mentioned, the word frequency doing a text analytics company occurred first, and actually we as market researchers, our attention will go here. But you can see how it's distributed across the four quadrants. And you could have easily acted on a wrong statement, because a company expect their workers and also paid in term. We could have acted on this because it's a top frequency, it's mentioned highly in terms of frequency amongst all the verbatims collected in a traditional way. So this is the power of signals, and you can see now the clear cut difference of diagnostic question. Remember, I told you in quantitative research, it's not only the number, but it's the reasons, the diagnostic behind the number that gives us the power. It gives us the context of every KPI or insight that we collect in quantitative research. So here's another example, product improvement ideas. You can see very clearly laid out now. It's a survey, so it can be applied in any type pricing study question, concept testing, creative testing, packaging, message testing, satisfaction, NPS. You're just replacing the traditional way of collecting insights and using the hybrid QualQuant way. Now, this is unique because this is patented. It has an algorithm in the back end, which is proprietary, and you won't find this on any DIY because you can't because it's proprietary. So we hope you understand and have learned and are aware a new way of conducting surveys, the hybrid QualQuant survey. And of course, we definitely highly recommend that before your next quantitative research project, contact our team, email me, and we'll arrange a quick 15-minute demo session to really highlight how your hybrid QualQuant survey will definitely provide that research rigor for your next project. Then it's up to you, whether you want to go the traditional survey way or the hybrid QualQuant signal way. And there's a reason why Samsung, Best Buy, Pepsi, all these great brands have been using the hybrid QualQuant research surveys through across many research areas because it's a survey, it's a means to collect insights. Well, I hope we convinced everybody to definitely look at hybrid QualQuant survey before your next quantitative research. And I hope it was a productive and learning session. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time. All of you have a very fun and happy day.